Okay, so you found the answer key video to simplifying these interesting algebraic expressions. Hopefully you worked on them first. Now, here's the deal. If you're like, I already got number one, great. Fast forward to number 2 or 3 or whichever one you need to see the work for and the answer for to see if we both agree. Good? Okay, in the meantime, I'm working on number 1. So, I'm noticing I have three terms multiplied together, right? Addition and another 3. So let me tackle this multiplication over here first. And you're like, there's a lot going on. You're right, there is a lot going on. But answer me this. If I'm multiplying, or since I'm multiplying, does it matter the order in which I multiply things? I could do 2 times 3, which is 6, then multiply by 5, right? I could have done 3 times 5 first and then multiply by 2. Either way, I get the exact same answer. Yes? Okay, so me personally, I'm noticing these 2 monomials, as they're called, single term. I'm going to multiply those guys together first. And when I do that, I'm noticing I get a negative 12x squared. Well, that already looks a whole lot nicer. Over here, same scenario, I'm noticing these 2 monomials, so I'm going to multiply those together. Good? Good. All right, well, the problem is a little shorter, and I'm noticing now I only have 2 parentheses to multiply on each side of that addition sign, so let's take care of it. Now, some of you are like, I don't like that guy in the second spot. I want him up front. I get it. Write it up front. But you know what? It's good to exercise the brain and just leave it as is. And write down what you're supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to take x to the third and multiply by negative 12x squared. Agreed? And then I'm supposed to take this minus 12 and multiply by a negative 12x squared. I am distributing, and this is how I'm distributing. It's a little bit different than what we were first taught, but that's okay. We can handle it, right? Exercise the brain. Okay, over here, distribution, and I know this is the binomial, and it's written before the monomial, but that's okay. Do your distribution in this order. You're going to have 3x squared multiplied by the negative 4x to the fourth, right? And then the negative 4 is supposed to get multiplied to the negative 4x to the fourth. Good? Hey, that's not so bad, is it? All right, let's look at the next line. Tell me what we get. Good, negative 36x to the fifth, add exponents, lovely. Here, positive 144x to the second. Good, you guys are doing great. Talk to me. Minus 12x to the sixth and plus 16x to the fourth. Okay, distribution is done. Parentheses gone, check. Multiplication gone, check. And now collect like terms. Do you see any? Yeah, neither do I. But are we done? Nope, descending order. So negative 12x to the sixth goes first. And then minus 36x to the fifth next. Yeah, I like crossing them out so my brain doesn't see them again. Plus 16x to the fourth. And then finally plus 144x squared. Good? Y'all with me? Okay. Example number 2 coming your way. That one's a little more involved than this one. So here's example number 2. Did you work on it already? Okay, great. So, yeah, we've got this lovely fraction, don't we? So here's my recommendation. I'm going to look at the numerator first, only because it's written first, right? And in this numerator, I'm seeing 2 multiplication problems separated by subtraction. So we've got more distribution to do, don't we? All right. So let's work this out. And if you need to work it out on the side, then work it out on the side, okay? So I'm noticing that I need to take 12x to the third and distribute to the negative x cubed minus 1. And then I take the positive 2 and I distribute it to the negative x cubed minus 1. And some of you may be asking, do you have to write it that way? No, but I'm visual and I want to see the two distribution problems I have to do here, because now it's going to be easier for me to literally do those distributions on the next line. All right, and now I've got, let's see, this one might be a little bit interesting, but that's okay because you're like, there's a negative 1 here. That's true, there is. So I have got this minus, right? And technically the 3x to the 4th will be negative. Agreed? And you're distributing it to the 3x squared. Good? And then this positive 2x will also be a negative. And you're distributing that to the 3x squared. Agreed? Good. And this is all still over this lovely denominator. No, I'm not going to distribute that. I don't want to waste my time and square that third degree binomial out. Forget it. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, do your distribution. What do you get? Good, negative 12x to the power of 6. Another distribution, minus 12x to the power of 3. Good. Another distribution, plus 2. Oh, it's not plus. Thank you. I heard you. That's not a plus 2, is it? Yeah, that's going to be a minus 2. X to the power of 3 and a minus 2 when you do the next one. How are we doing? Good? Okay. Here, minus 9x to the 6th minus 6x to the 3rd. Excellent. Good job, you guys. All over this lovely denominator. Okay, well, the problem is shrinking, and that's a good thing. It looks like all the parentheses are now gone. Yes? All right, so tell me what we do next. In the numerator, collect like terms. Okay, got it. So, I'm seeing an x to the 6th and an x to the 6th. Minus 12 and minus 9. What do you get? Good. Minus 21x to the 6th. These guys are gone. I'm just going to cancel them out, so to speak, or cross them out because I don't want to see them again. And now we've got these x to the 3rds. We have a lot of them. We have minus a negative 12 and a negative 2. Good. Negative 14 and another negative 6. Good. Negative 20x to the power of 3. Let me cross these off because I don't want to see them anymore. Minus 2 all over x cubed minus 1 to the power of 2. Okay, lovely. And now? Yeah, now you're looking at the numerator and you're like, what do I do with that? Well, here's the deal. Because, and this is in a previous lecture video, you can check it out later, the middle power is half of the first one, that numerator might factor. And you're like, oh no. Oh yes, it's okay. So let's see, negative 21 times negative 2 is a positive 42, right? And I'm looking to see all the combinations for 42 that might end up with a negative 20 in the middle. So I am just going to quickly check some of these out just to make certain that you can see what I'm doing. Let's see. After 3, 4. Nope. 5. Nope. 6. Yep. 6 times 7. And after 6 is 7, and there it is. So do any of these combinations add to a negative 20? No, they don't, which means the numerator doesn't factor. So this would be your final answer in this case. Cool? Loving it. Okay, problem number 3 coming your way. So here's problem number 3. Did you work on it? Okay, let's see if we agree. Tell me what you did first. Good, you looked at the numerator, and in the numerator, you've got a lot of distribution going on, don't you? Okay, so I'm going to write the distribution so it's easy for me to see. I know you already did it, so bear with me. I'm going to take this 6t and I'm going to distribute it to this entire parenthesis. I'm a visual person. I kind of need to see it like one distribution at a time. And then I'm going to take this plus 2 and distribute to that same parenthesis. Okay, because it follows. You know how distribution works as well as I do. Okay, and now I've got this subtraction problem. Okay, but there's a lot of distribution going on there also, right? Okay, so bear with me. You know as well as I do that this is technically a -1 being multiplied and then being multiplied. And again, if you have this multiplication going on, this becomes -2 times +3. You don't distribute the negative to the 3 also, right? Because it's not an addition problem, it's straight multiplication. So personally, I am going to take this -1 and distribute it, which means this becomes a -3, this becomes a -2, and this becomes a +1. So I've taken care of that distribution. And now, because that was a simple distribution, and now I know I'm taking a -3t squared and distributing to this binomial. And I'm taking a -2t and distributing to that same binomial. And then taking a +1 and distributing to that same binomial. Just enough board space. Oof. Okay, the whole thing is over this lovely denominator. Okay. Yes? Yes. Okay. Now, let's keep distributing. So, -6t to the power of 3, +24t to the power of 2, plus 6t. Good? Excellent. And now, plus 2 times, so I get a -2t squared, don't I? And then plus 2 times, and you get a +8t, and then plus 2 times, and a +2. Good. Yes? Okay. Now what? -3 to, okay, so I've got this distribution. So we have plus 6t to the power of 3, and then minus 12t to the power of 2. Okay. And then, yeah, that's going to be a +4t squared and a -8t, right? And then minus 2t plus 4. Gratefully, that doesn't change. All over this lovely denominator, yes? Okay. So, before I write that denominator, I'm going to remember it's here. I am going to remember this is here. But I have a lot going on here, so I kind of want to see what my like terms are before I start making it all into a fraction again. So let's see. Descending order says highest power, so we got to look at the t cubes. So we have a -6t cubed and a +6t cubed. And that's it. Okay, got it. So there's one, right? And then we have another, t squareds are next. So we have a 24t to the second, a -2t to the second, a -12t to the second, a +4t to the second, and that's it. Okay. The next descending order is t to the first, so I have 6t and a +8t and a -8t and a -2t. Okay, and then last but not least are those constants. So we have a +2 and we have a +4. Everything's crossed out, so I got all the terms. All right, lovely. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Well, these guys drop out, don't they? Bye-bye. If they want to go, I'm letting them go. I'm not going to keep them if they don't want to stay. All right, here, 24 minus 2, right? 22 minus 12, negative 34, and so we have a negative 30 t to the power of 2, don't we? Yes? That's 28 minus 14. Oops, sorry. See, I'm visual. So 22, and then we have minus 8. See, my brain put an extra minus sign in there. This is why you guys have to do the problem with me. Okay, so yes, 14t squared. This one, yeah, those drop out. So we have what? Plus 4t and then plus 6. All over this this denominator that they gave me. Okay, and now the numerator is a second degree polynomial. What do you have to see if you can do? Factor. Do you notice you can at least take a 2 out of the numerator, which leaves you 7t squared plus 2t plus 3? And now we still have to see if we can factor out that numerator. And the reason I'm seeing if I can factor the numerator is maybe I can cancel something out of the denominator. Well, 7 times 3 is 21, right? Do any of the combinations that multiply to positive 21 also add to a positive 2? Nope. This is it. Final answer. Cool? Lovely. And if you're like, do I have to factor the 2 out? You know, it's always a good idea to take that step and leave it as the final answer. And if your instructor says, no, you don't have to, well, then go with what your instructor says. Good? Okay, got one more example for you. Be right back. So, problem number 4. Did you work on it? Okay, so let's see what you got. You're like, hey, there's that fraction there. I'm used to seeing that. I know how to do that. But what's the deal with this minus 10x outside of it? Okay, me personally, I would take care of this wonderful little fraction. I would simplify that first and then deal with the minus 10x. Good? All right, so let's look at the numerator. You know as well as I do what you have to do, right? You have to distribute. So that will be 2x to the power of 4 minus 2x. Agreed? Okay. And then we have this lovely negative 1 sitting out front again. So I am going to distribute it into the parenthesis that follows. So this will be a negative x squared and a minus 1, right? So you are distributing a negative x squared to a positive 3x. So that'll be a negative 3x to the power of 4. And then you're taking the minus 1 and distributing minus 3x squared all over this lovely denominator. Oh yeah, remember the 10x, minus 10x. Need to remember it, so just keep writing it down until we're ready to deal with it. Everybody good with this? Okay. And now, collect like terms. So talk to me. Yeah, the x to the fourth will have a negative x to the power of 4. So that takes care of these two. And then a minus 3x squared, and then a minus 2x. All over this lovely denominator. And yes, the minus 10x. Cool? Okay, so can I do anything else with this fraction? Nope, that looks like about as far as I can take it. All the like terms are collected. And some of you may be thinking, well, what about factoring? That is a possibility. However, I'm noticing I still have the minus 10x here. And basically I have a fraction minus another fraction, but they don't have the same denominator, do they? Which means you've got to get a common denominator, right? Okay, so what's the common denominator? Yeah, this thing. Okay, this is going to be a lot of fun, but we can handle it, right? So, the original fraction And now, minus 10 times, what do you have to multiply the numerator and denominator by? Yeah, you're going to have to multiply numerator and denominator by x to the third minus 1 squared. And you're like, wait, you're going to have to, you're right, you're going to have to, okay, so if you need to, pause the video and make certain that you do it. I'm assuming you did it. I'm assuming you distributed that numerator. So I'm going to go over here. We have negative x to the fourth minus 3x squared minus 2x minus 10 times, did you get x to the sixth minus 2x to the third plus 1? I hope so. All over the common denominator. Yes? Okay. And now we are going to distribute this negative 10 through. So we still have negative x to the power of 4 minus 3x squared minus 2x minus 10x to the sixth plus 20x to the third minus 10 all over this lovely common denominator. And now, collect like terms. Okay, keep it in descending order. So what do you want to write first? Let's get this negative 10x to the sixth. So I'm just crossing it off so I don't look at it again. And then we have a minus x to the fourth, crossing it off so I don't look at it again. And a positive 20x cubed and a minus 3x squared and a minus 2x and then a minus 10 all over this lovely denominator. Cool? Are you guys with me? Well, that looks like a lot of fun, doesn't it? And now, yeah, that numerator, we're not even, it's fine. It's not going to factor. We're good with it. So, that's how this problem turns out. I hope you had fun with it. If you need to go back and rewind any of these particular problems to remind yourself of what we did, then do it. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I forgot a little addendum. I have some more examples coming your way if you want to work on more, right? So, but make sure you do them first before you go see my answer key video for the next group of examples coming up. Now I'll catch you on the flip side.